Hi everyone, Terry Grigsby here from Tag Tutoring, where I tutor algebra and geometry. So we're at our final video of my back to school series. And this one just might be the most important for helping your son or daughter get good grades in their math classroom. This one has to do with letting control of the reins from the parents and letting your son or daughter take control of both their education and their grades. I know that sounds scary, right? But it's so important for future learning. So let's get started. So welcome back everyone to the third in a series of my back to school videos on how to make the best of your new math classroom. If you're new to my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my channel and also hit the little bell in the corner so you get notified when a new video drops. All right, let's review for just a second. In my first video, we talked about actually reading the syllabus, right? And how everybody fell asleep, but you don't want to do that because there's really great information in the syllabus. So make sure you read all the way through the syllabus. And in my second video, we talked about contacting the teacher just to say hello and informally introduce yourself, and also what kind of things to include in that video. In this episode 3 of my Back to School series, I want to talk to you about allowing your son or daughter to take more control of their own learning. For some parents, this might be the first time you've done this, and for those parents, it's really scary. But you know, we're trying to make independent learners. Now, I'm not asking you to ignore this math class and let your kids do it all. No, you're the teacher to your son or daughter. You're the best one. You're the first one. And it's important that you show them the way, but also let them start taking over. All right, so first, if your son or daughter doesn't understand the material, I would encourage them to ask for the help. Instead of you calling up the teacher and asking if they could come in, have the child directly contact the teacher, either during the class or right after the class, and say, I need some extra help. And they can do it either if they have a free period or if it's after school. But I'm saying let the child take control of that part of their learning. This step is vital. It allows your student to show the teacher that they really care about the class. By even saying that they don't understand things, they're asking for the help they need to make sure that they pass the class. Every teacher is going to appreciate when a child comes to them and lets them know that. So you're building that relationship between your child and the teacher. It's really important to establish right at the beginning. Now, does this mean that you're never going to contact the teacher? Nope, I'm not saying that. I'm saying let your child try it first. Especially if they're worried about it or if they're nervous about the teacher, encourage them to try it first. Sometimes teachers can be scary things, but usually once they ask, they're going to find out the teacher's just fine. If for some reason they just can't do it, then I do want you to jump in and help them get that help and talk to the teacher. So I'm not asking you never to work with the teacher yourself. I'm just saying give your child a chance to do it first. All right, the next thing I want your son or daughter to do is figure out when the tests and quizzes are. That might be in the syllabus, but if it's not, and the teacher hasn't said anything in class, encourage your child to ask the teacher directly. Because I want them to get some version of a calendar ready to go, either a hand paper calendar or one on their phone, however they want to do that. But somewhere I want them to write down when the tests or quizzes are coming. Because if they're surprised about when it's going to hit, that means you're not going to study beforehand. So I'd like them to write down the day of the test or the quiz, and then go back maybe a week before and write in their calendar, start studying for the test or quiz. Okay, finally, I would really encourage your child to start keeping track of their grades. Now, either keeping the homework or the handouts with the grades on them, that would be a good start if they get them back. Some teachers don't give them back, but they will record them somewhere. Most schools these days do it online. So make sure your son or daughter knows where to look for them and that they can get in there and look. If your son or daughter doesn't really understand how they're getting graded, I want you to encourage them to go talk to the teacher so that the teacher can explain how the grades are happening. Even if you understand it, you want to get your son or daughter to do it themselves, because this step, more than any, helps them take responsibility for the grade that they're ultimately going to get in this class. So as you can see, parents, I'm not having you be completely hands-off here. In fact, you're the teacher that's going to show them the study skills. Ask the teacher what's going on. Figure out how the grading's going to be. Ask the teacher when the quizzes or tests are and put it in a calendar. 3 really important steps to become a self-reliant student. All right, so here we are at the end of my back to school series in math. I hope you found this useful. I really enjoyed making it for you. Now, if you have some great tips on how to get your son or daughters really to take control of their own learning, different than what I have here, I'd love to hear it in the comments. Or if you try any of my steps and you found them useful, I'd really like to hear that too. So I encourage you, please make some comments down below. I'd love to read those. That's it for now in my Back to School and Math series. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't yet, and hit the gray button to get notified. If you're interested in one-on-one tutoring, I do that also. Just check it out on my website, www.tagtutoring.com, and we can get things started, and I'd love to help you individually too.